Hey, shalom, friends. How are you? Welcome to Hebrew Literacy. Today we're going to be going at a more advanced pace and awaiting feedback from my students across the world. I will determine if we will do this every time for First Kings. So I'm thinking Exodus, slower, more detailed, breaking apart every little thing on every little word. First Kings, a bit more advanced, not mentioning every little thing, but reading more material. Yeah? So let's see what you think of that. So, shalom to all of you. Glad you guys are here with me live. Gary and Betty and Luke and Brenda and Betty Tipping, Doug, Jeff, Brenda and Thea. Shalom. Adonai Adonenu ma'adir shimcha. O Lord, our Lord, how magnificent is your shame, your name. Can you hear ratzon? May it be your will. Ki timale et pi, that you will fill my mouth b'divrecha, with your words. Ki anachnu rotzeim lilmod tov b'einecha, for we want to study well in your sight. Ten nah lano et lekachach. Please give us your lekach, your deep learning, Abba. All right, let's get rolling. So, picking up where we left off last time. Last time we finished verse 20, and there was a pay at the end, showing there was a big paragraph section. And today we got a paragraph section also ending just after two verses. But don't worry, we'll be doing more than two verses. I'm planning on six. Planning on six, but let's see. My drink tonight was supposed to be ice. The ice melted while I was messing around with a soldering iron. Not close to the drink, though, before I started. It's just normal English breakfast tea, but I steeped it hot and then I chilled it, and then I added some oat milk to it and a little bit of sugar-free caramel and a little bit of erythritol, all mixed up with lots of ice, and the ice is completely gone. I was thinking, oh, let's have a nice iced tea. Oh well. Okay, let's see. An energy drink for Luke is not so healthy. Yeah, I hear ya. All right, here we go. Kings, First Kings chapter 16, verse 21. Az Yechalek Ha'am Yisrael Lachatzi. And let's stop there at the Nachta. Az, Aleph Zion. Then Yechalek Chet Lamed Kuf or Kof. So Chalak, there's a couple of verbs that are spelt this way. One is to make smooth, right? Like to speak with, one of the Psalms says to speak with pernicious lips, right? It's saying smooth lips, right? And that's from, the verb looks just like this one. And then there's this one, which is like to break off into groups, right? So Yechalek Ha'am. Then the people were divided. They were divided. They were portioned out. We also get the noun chalik from this, which is a portion, right? Like chalki or chalki badonai. My portion is in the Lord. Hey, shalom, Rick's World. Glad to have you here. Just a gentle reminder, everyone. This Shabbat, the ancient triennial Torah portion drash, which is usually about 2 hours long, that is going to start at least 3 hours later, maybe 4 hours later. I haven't totally decided yet, to accommodate our many students in the Western Hemisphere. All right, so you guys aren't going to have to get up so super early anymore to watch it. I know those of you in the Pacific time zone have to get up at like 4 a.m. or something. Oh no, no, that's even Central. I think Central has to do 4 a.m. So it's even worse, Pacific. And you just don't go to bed, stay up late. So that's going to be changing on a pilot basis to see if we can reach more of you in the live teaching. So please take note, let others know. Doug says, "Yay!" All right, yeah, over there in Arizona, yeah, you're pretty far out there. I love Arizona though. Arizona, Nevada, right? Nevada actually has time zone changes, right? Arizona does not. Okay, Az Yechalek, then the people separated themselves or were separated. It's kind of weird how it says this is kind of strange. It says Ha'am Yisrael, but that can't be the people of Israel, you see? Now, I've pointed out a few times that the scribe in First Kings, he sometimes is a little bit weird the way he writes things, right? So who knows? Like maybe he's an Ephraimite or has some kind of strangeness to the way he writes stuff down. But you also see it with King Solomon. He also was speaking a little bit differently than the standard biblical Hebrew. Maybe that's going on here. But if we just go with strict Hebrew grammar, you cannot translate this the people of Israel. Because what it says is Ha'am, the people. Yisrael, Israel. You cannot have a word with a definite article in the construct state. So something going on there. Maybe someone can suggest a nice way how to interpret that. So just literally, Oz, when Yechalek, he was divided. Ha'am, the people. It can also mean to divide oneself. It goes either way there. Yisrael, Israel. Maybe like in a positive. Lachetzi, le, for, the chetzi, for the half. Ted says, "Go, Rob. I will miss the Josh that way, but it's better to reach more. Maybe sometimes I can still join. If not, I'll back watch. I'm still your classmate. Yeah, you're so loyal. You're always with us, Ted. Sorry to have to do that. Yeah, Ted sacrificing her slot. Okay, and now continues. Chatzi ha'am. Now this is a construct. Chatzi ha'am, half of the people. Haya was acharei Thivni, after Thivni, then Ginath, or then Ginath, the son of Ginath. Lehamlich, so here we have a hefil verb, and it's from malach. Malach is to reign, so the hefil is to cause to reign. So to coronate, him, lehamlicho, to coronate him, literally to make him king. Vehachatzi, and the half, and we can do double duty with our verb haya, was acharei Omri, after Omri. Okay. By the way, has anybody heard from Raphael? I'm getting a little concerned about him. Please say a prayer that Raphael is okay, that his family's okay. It be Adonai's will that there's no sickness or injury or trauma among them. Okay. Verse 22. Vayer chezak ha'am asher acharei Omri et ha'am asher acharei Tivni ven Ginath vayomat Tivni. I'm sorry. Vayimloch Omri. The text the Sofer, the scribe who's recording this, is being a little. What's the word? He's like a little coy. He's being a little coy. So here you'll see. Vayer chezak, and he was chazak, strong. Ha'am, the people. Asher, who we're again that haya doing triple duty now, were acharei Omri, who were after Omri, meaning like on his side. Et, over ha'am, the people. Asher, who were, we have to imply, acharei Tivni ven Ginath, this guy. Okay, you get it? So the one king candidate's people were stronger than the other king's candidate. And actually, you could even interpret this as they grasped them, because we have a definite article marker, the et. Then the people who were after Omri, Yechezak, they made strong, or they grabbed et ha'am, the people, asher acharei Tivni ben Ginath. You could translate it that way. We're after that guy's people. Okay? So, but now you're going to see what's the result of that. What is the coy result of that? Vayamat Tivni. And Tivni died, or so Tivni died. He just died. He got a cold, he got sick and he just died. Vayimloch Omri. Then Omri malacht, he reigned. They himlichto, they himlicht him, so he malacht. Any comments or questions, guys? Yeah, Raphael is also an excellent student, and he's always studying. If not Hebrew with us, he's studying Mishnah, Talmud, all kinds of stuff. So it's not normal to not see him for a few days. Luke says, explain the mysterious et. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it drives you insane in Duolingo. Well, Duolingo is modern Hebrew dialect, but they have et also. We have et in modern Hebrew. So et, the aleph and the tav, is the definite direct object marker. Here's what it does. When you have a verb, and the verb is doing something to something or someone, okay? The thing that it's doing it to gets marked with et if it's a definite thing, right? So, for example, Jake hit a ball. The ball is the thing that's having something done to it, right? It's being hit. But it's just a ball. It's not a definite ball. We don't know which ball it is. He hit a ball. So no et. But if Nacha, Jake struck, he hit the ball, we've now specified it's a particular ball in space time. We know what he's talking. We know which one is going to get hurt. Now it's et ha ball, you see? Or if you gave the ball a name like Wilson, then you could say Jake hit et Wilson. Or if we put a suffix on the ball, like made it mine or yours, anything that specifies it, if it's an object, you write et in front of it. Okay? Hopefully that solves it for you. I also like to think that this is kind of a remez meeting in the book of Revelation when the Messiah says, I am the Alpha and the Omega. In Jewish Greek, or in other Greeks as well, Alpha and Omega is the first and the last letter in the Greek alphabet. What are the first and last letters in the Hebrew alphabet? Aleph and Tav. So I like to think that he's hinting that I'm all through the scriptures and you just didn't see me. I'm the et that nobody translates, that nobody thinks about, right? Because you just get so used to seeing it and it doesn't really change the meaning. It's useful because you can then move the object in front of the verb if you want to, do some tricks like that. Because if it's got an et in front of it, well, that's the object, right? It's the definite object, you see? So hopefully that helped. All right, an ah moment. Lovely. I should have used Mr. Ed as the example because you could have a horse, right? You could feed a horse, right? It's just sus, no et. But if you're saying the horse, okay, now it's et hasus. You're going to feed et hasus. Or if it's my horse, susi, you're going to feed et susi, right? Or et susacha, et suso, it's got et. Or you could feed gever ed, Mr. Ed, right? He's got a name, he's definite, so he still gets et. There we go. Better than the ball one. All right. Let's continue. Good question there, Luke. Let's go. Next slide. Okay, verse 23. First Kings 16:23. Bishnat Shaloshim, or Be Shanat Shaloshim. So that's Be in, and we have a construct chain. Year, Shana, makes it of, Shaloshim. That's 30. Shalosh is 3, and when you put an im on the end, that's like the equivalent of T in English. 3T, right? 30. Same thing in Hebrew, but it's im for the T part. Shaloshim, 30. Chamishim, 50. Shishim, 60, etc. Okay. So Shaloshim, Bishnat Shaloshim, in year of 30, pardon me, the Achat, and 1, Shana. So in the 31st year, le Asaf, belonging to Asaf. Da Melech Yehudah, the king of Yehudah, Judah. Gary says, I love how Rav cares for his students. A few weeks ago, I had to drive to school bus and missed the live lesson. During the playback, I heard him pray specifically for me and was very humble. Oh, we love you too, Gary. Baruch Hashem. Yeah. Yeah, I like to see you guys succeed too, you know? So it's really exciting when you have some progress and you announce, hey, I read this in Hebrew. That's really cool. Makes me feel like it's all worth it, you know? Malach Omri. Omri reigned. He malach, the melech malach. Al, over Yisrael. So we've got Asa over Yehuda, and we have Omri over the northern kingdom, over Yisrael. Shetem Esrei Shana. So Shetem is 2, Esrei is 10, so that's 12. Shana, year. Bethirza, at Thirza. Malach, he reigned. Sheish Shanim, literally 6 of years. Okay. Hey, decent turnout today. Baruch Hashem, I'm showing 22 right now. All right. Any comments or questions about that one, guys? You got it? All right, verse 24. Feel free if you have something on 23. It's okay. There can be a delay sometimes. Vayiken et ha shomeron me'et shemer bechikarayim kasef. Let's stop there with the etnachta. Okay, now this first word might be a little bit confusing. What's going on here? What's going on? So we need to find the root. Okay, it might be a word that you know already. So it's not yakan. That's not the verb. Okay, the y, that's definitely he. Vayi and he, kan. So it's probably a lamed hey verb, lacking the hey. The hey fell away. So it's kuf, nun, hey. So kana. What's kana or kane? Not Kanye. Not going to invite him for tea anytime soon. Not Kanye. May he be healed from his psychosis. So kane, kuf nun hey, is to buy or to acquire. Right? It can also be to form. If you remember, what did Chawa name her son? Kaniti. I have acquired from God. So she named him Cain. Although it could be interpreted as Kane, like in the recent Torah portion, we see that Avraham Avinu, one of the ways that he calls God, and also so did Melchizedek, referred to God as Konei Hashemayim va'aretz, the former of the heavens and the earth. So it could be that, right? That she's saying, because God has helped me to form a baby, right? I'll call him formed, something like that. So here, Vayiken et Hahar. This isn't formed, he bought, because as we were reading, it's talking about silver up ahead. So Vayiken, and he bought et Hahar, the mountain. What's the mountain? Shomaron. Okay, I see now. This is the style of the writer. I'm going to go back a screen. The thing I was a little bit puzzled about, and I did call it right. I said I think it's in a positive maybe. Remember where it said Az Yechalek Ha'am? Then the people were separated or divided. And then we have Yisrael. And I said you can't translate it the people of Israel here. You can't have a definite article at the beginning. So it must be like in a positive. The people, comma, Yisrael. Right? So that happens not so often in Hebrew. That's more in Egyptian that happens, but not so much in Hebrew with the positives like that. So coming down, so we see the style. I'm seeing the style described. He's doing the same thing here. Vayiken, and some verb. In this case, he acquired, he bought, et hahar, the mountain. A positive, which mountain? Shomeron. Right? So he's doing the exact same thing. So this, you see how the scripture all around a verse helps you unlock the other verse very often? You can kind of get used to, because sometimes you understand every word, but you're not exactly sure what that person 3,000 years ago is trying to tell you, right? What are they trying to say? And but when you get used to the scribe style, okay, he's one of these guys that likes to use lots of commas, right? He's a comma splicer. So that's what's happening. Okay. So the mountain, haha, which mountain? Shomeron. Me'et, from Shemer, right? It's almost like this guy named the mountain. He's Shemer, and the mountain's called Shomeron. Shomeron would be like little Shemer. So it'd be kind of a funny joke from his people. We might have a little bit of a glimpse into this people's humor, right? He's, kind of like the whole Little John in Robin Hood, right? Robin Hood calls the super tall guy Little John. because he's not little, right? So Shemer calls his mountain Little Shemer. You see the on at the end. It can be a diminutive, right? Like Hatulon would be theoretically like a little cat, little cat. For the Russian speakers, like Katyonik, Маленькая киска, right? Katyonik, маленький кот, котик, Katyonik. The ik would be okay, or ito in Spanish. Juanito, he's a little one. So that's the on there. With that, sometimes, not always. Sometimes it's a diminutive like that. Harrison, always count on Harrison for the music references. He says, "Comma chameleon." You know the comma chameleon. Cute. Gary says Bob's Mountain. Right. Right. Okay, so how much should he purchase it for? Bechikirayim. So this word, the main word is kikar. It's hard to see because the vowels have changed. But kikar, we actually saw this word recently. I think it was 2 Torah portions ago when Lot decided to be greedy and to leave his excellent teacher Abraham, and we're told that he looked down on the Kikar Hayarden, the Kikar of the Jordan round, like the round of the Jordan. Now, a Kikar, another meaning for Kikar, what we have here, it was a disc, like a metal heavy disc. In ancient days, you could think of it like a weight, right? If you're a weightlifter, you're going to bench press one of those discs. It was a disc that was used in either in measuring precious metals like gold and silver, or you would actually form the disc from the particular heavy metal. I mean, precious heavy metal. I keep saying that precious metal, right? So you could have a gold kikar, like a kikar zahav, right, or a kikar kesef, and that's what we have here. But notice it's so be is with. This is what he conate it with. With is how he acquired it. What he bought it with. Be with Chikarayim. But it's got the ayim ending, which means two. That is the dual, right? Let me mark that there. That's worth pointing out. Not everybody has mastered the dual ending. So when you have a word and you put ayim at the end, sorry about that. How long was the sound out for? Put I am at the end. Okay, okay, good. So I am at the end. That is the dual. That's a. You guys hear me? We had a power outage. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Yeah, sorry, the power went out just for like 5 seconds, but that's long enough to kill the internet. Then you gotta wait for the modem to reconnect. And my tablet I use as an extra monitor, and it's connected through Wi-Fi, so of course you gotta reconnect all that. Sorry about that, guys. We're back. Back. Oi. All right. Wow, something really didn't want you to learn about the duel, did it? I am means two of a thing. I'm back, baby. All right, let's continue. So Bechikarayim is with two kikars. So this is what he paid. This is what Omri paid for the mountain with two kikars of kasef. And it's just kesef. It became kasef because of the accent mark there. Silver. Two big silver discs. Vayiven. So just like vayiken, I think the scribe is doing this intentionally. It's another lamed hey verb. The hey's gone, right? Yes, Betty. Yes, in Samaria. Okay, hold on. Continuing. Vayiven, and he built et hahar, the mountain. Vayikra, and he called et, what did he call it? The Shem Ha'el, the name of the city, Asher which Bana, here it is, here's our Vayiven, but in a normal form, the hay's still there, which Bana he built, Allah, by or concerning the Shem Shemel, the name of Shemel. Okay, what did he call it? The Adonai Hahav, the lords of the mountain, Shemaron. Okay, okay, let's continue. We'll do verse 25 and 26. I think that's good for tonight or this morning, whatever the case may be, where you're at. Let's hope there's no more power issues. First Kings 16, verse 25. Vaya say Omri. Then Omri did the Assad hara, the evil, beta einei Adonai, in the eyes of Adonai, so in the Lord's sight. Vaya ra, and he did evil. Mikol, more than all. So the mem, this is the mem of comparison, right? So he did evil from all is literally what it says, but that's how you compare things. In Hebrew, you say, to say greater than somebody, you say gadol me some piloni, right? Big from someone. Okay, so here it's he did evil from all. So he did evil more than all asherhu lefanaiv were before him. This guy excels at evil. He's an evil achiever. Verse 26. Vayelech b'ta chol ta derech Yerovam. Vayelech, and he walked bechol derech Yerovam, in all of the way of Yerovam, ben Nevat, the son of Nevat. Ovechato, and in his sin, asher, with which hecheti, he enticed to sin, or he caused to sin, et Yisrael. Lehachris, kaf rain samech means to vex. I'm very vexed. So he caused to vex et Adonai, the Elohei Yisrael, the God of Israel. Behavlehem, with Ham, with their Havalim. So the singular is Hevel. Hey Beit Lamed. Now I know that our Levite steps tier members over on Patreon know what this is because this is our Thursday night Levite steps class in Koheleth. Hevel, what's Hevel? Vapor, a vapor, a vapor. He be a vexen, Harrison says, or a mist. But this is also one of the many pejoratives for idols, right? The idea is it's not even real. It's a vapor, it's a mist. From the perspective of 1,000 years, it won't even exist later. So he caused vexation. He vexed at Adonai Elohei Yisrael. Well, pardon me. We go back a bit further. Hecheti. He caused to sin. He enticed to sin at Israel. And now Israel's doing this. Lehachis. To cause to vex at Adonai Elohei Yisrael. Behavlehem. With their idols. With their idols. Exactly, Gary. With their vapor. Yep. Two more. Let's squeeze in two more. We be jamming tonight. Because we have a pay there, it's a kind of a nice logical end to make it to the big white space in the scroll. Verse 27. The da yeter, da divrei omri, the yeter. Now the yeter, the rest, what remains of divrei, the things of omri, like the deeds of Omri, asher, which ra'asa he did, ugevurat, and of the gevorah, of him, his gevurah, his like might, asher, which la'asa he did, halohem, are not they ketuvim, passive participle of katav, written, al, upon, da sefer, da divrei hayamim. That's the sefer, the scroll of the divrei, of the words, of the things, the happenings of hayamim, the days. So that's how you say the chronicles. Are not they written in the chronicles? Le da malchei Yisrael, of the kings of Israel. Verse 28. Vayishkav Omri. Then Omri slept. Literally, he laid down. He shakaved. Right, just like when we're supposed to say the Shema V'Hafta, you say it uv'shoch b'cha, in the laying down of you when you lay down. Vayishkov Omri. Then Omri laid down with avot Iv, with his ancestors. Vayikaver. So the verb is kuf beit resh, which is to bury. It's a nifal. Vayin kaver became vayik kaver, and he was buried because it's nifal, it's passive. Be at Shomeron, that mountain he bought. Vayimloch Achav. Then Achav reigned. Oh, I'm sorry, there's more to Achav. Achav beno. Then Achav beno, Achav, the son of his son, Yimloch, he reigned, Tachtaiv, in his stead, literally under him. Okay, how'd you guys do? Yeah, we did a lot today, right? How do you like the faster paced First Kings? Let me know. So that's kind of the plan going forward. If you guys like it, we'll keep Kings kind of faster paced, and then we'll be more detailed and specific with the Torah in Exodus. All right, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for sitting through the internet, the electrical outage and stuff. I think we did okay. I will see Levite Court. Consider joining the Levite Steps over at Patreon. That's $50 a month, right? $50 a month, and then you'll have access. You can do the live Kohelet with us, and there's some of the music is only available at that level, and there's some other things I make at that level. So anyway, it's mostly just if you want to give, and then I try to make some bonus material available for people. So I will see you tomorrow. Shalom, shalom.